Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Sunday Fun Day. Looking forward to this one. I feel like the draft tension got off to an all-time high. Matt famously quoted our last draft as "this is superficial bullshit," just completely shitting on Sam Meyer's idea, which I thought personally.
I didn't say bullshit ever.
You said this is superficial shit. I don't know why we're doing this shit. It's superficial.
I just thought, like,
I personally,
we're basically just choosing all-star teams. I thought we at least put some strategy into the draft.
Yeah, I personally,
I know better. I know better now.
No, I personally thought Sam, faithful listener of the show, came up with a great idea, and I appreciate it from
Never
Sam,
said it wasn't, but thanks.
But we all have different opinions, so that's okay. Brett and Jesse, I'm going to ask you guys this because maybe I'm way off. When Matt on that same podcast said, I need something deep. We got to go deep. I need something deep. In my head, there's obviously two different definitions of deep. One, or there's got to be three or four different definitions of deep, in my opinion. It can be used in different ways. The way that first came to mind for me was like we're getting in our feelings kind of deep a little bit, which I was super excited to see what Matt came up with that. I should have known that wouldn't have been Matt.
The feelings.
But when you guys heard Matt say, I need something deep, I need it to be deep, this superficial shit, what did you guys first think of? Because we'll reveal I guess you probably maybe saw it in the title, but maybe we shouldn't get into title talk right now. We can save that for the end.
Before they answer, there's about a billion different drafts we could have done, so I don't know how you can really guess on which thing I would have picked.
What?
Your question to them about what they were expecting me to pick.
No,
there's about a zillion different drafts.
That was not my question to them. That was not my question.
I understood his question. I also thought, like you, Brady, that he was meaning like deep, like we're gonna get.
Well, someone can come up with an emotional draft, then it's not for me. But
Brett, what did you think when he said deep? Did you follow what he's like? I now see what he meant. I don't necessarily think this draft is that for sure, but I do see what he meant now.
Like when Craig Button says a draft is deep, like that type of deep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that you didn't say that
works.
Yeah.
What I thought he meant by deep was he was losing that draft and then he just panicked and he'd think of it 5 minutes before this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I had it about a week before, but yeah.
Everybody only told us a day before, except Jesse, I guess, and that's fine. The draft we're going to be drafting, and we got some things to go over before we do that. But official, is it pet peeves in professional sports?
Yep.
Okay,
I hope
that's
so.
That's our official. Okay, pet peeves in professional sports.
Somehow Gerbs only came up with 2 on his list, apparently, but
I never once said that.
You were talking about how you couldn't think of anything.
I was struggling to think. I originally thought, when I figured out your other definition deep, I was thinking like a million things were going to pop to head, and things did end up coming, but it just wasn't quite what I expected. But great topic, great topic.
Sorry,
it's hard being the topic guy. You just get shit on, eh?
No, I'm happy with my decision. I have no regrets.
Good, and as long as you're happy, I'm happy.
Yep, good.
I don't think that's true.
That's not true at all. That's been a piece of shit the whole last week. We have some talking out to do, and it's coming out on this podcast a little bit, which I knew it would, which I was excited for. Okay, things to talk about first. We have some NFL stuff. We have some Brett. I hope you can tell us a little bit about the Raptors. I personally want to talk about the Jays. I know a few of you guys will also want to talk about the Jays. Leafs. There is a little bit of talk about after last night, so I want to hit all those topics real quick. And I think we'll start with Leafs because that'll be the quickest, I would say. I personally stayed up for the first period waiting to see what was going to happen with Radko Gudas. You got to give the guy a little bit of credit for suiting up to play. He owned it all week. He said it was a dirty play. He obviously, if you're not aware, he knocked Austin Matthews out for the year with a knee about a month ago. It was a dirty hit. There's no question about it. And hopefully Matthews is good to go for next year. But which I do think he will be. And, if the Leafs were in a different position right now. Maybe he's working harder to get back. But Max Domi answers the bell first shift and beats the shit out of Radko Gudas. There's a couple of different ways you can look at it, in my opinion. One, Radko Gudas, I've never seen anybody, and he's a tough guy. We've all seen him for a lot of years. He didn't even think about throwing a punch that whole fight. And it wasn't like he couldn't have. He was just in there to fully take his medicine. What do you guys? I don't think I've ever seen that. Like, I've seen guys not throw a punch because they're not fighters or they're scared. That's not Radko Gudas.
Yeah, I don't know. I stayed up for it too, and I couldn't really like understand why Radko wouldn't have thrown a fight. Like, obviously he's answering the bell, but that doesn't mean you can't throw a punch. But I don't know. It was interesting. I think throughout the whole game, I didn't stay up for all of it, but I've seen some highlights and some clips. Obviously, the Leafs are going at him all game, but it's good. It's good, but I don't know. The salt in the wound is still there of us just doing absolutely nothing when he took out our captain's leg.
Yeah, and I went to bed thinking it was a perfect game because the guys were literally like running out of position to take liberties on guys, which I'm like, you know what? Like, if I'm the Leafs before that game, it's like hit everything that moves. Who cares if we lose? So I'm like, perfect. They're gonna lose, and they're hitting everything, and they're being dirty. They end up winning the game.
That might be the first time we've ever played that physical and won a game.
Yeah, it was easily the most costly win of the season when you look at the standings. Thankfully, the Panthers are up 5-0 after 1 last time I checked against Ottawa tonight, which is wild. Ottawa's fighting for a playoff spot. Panthers are trying to lose, and they're up 5-0 after 1. But that pretty much, I don't have anything more on the Leafs. If we can move on from that, unless there's something you want to add.
Well, I mean, they did fire their general manager, which is
right. Yeah,
I don't know. Worth just saying. Hopefully, new direction in Leafland coming soon. But I do have to go on it.
Yeah, I think I always liked Tree Living just like as a guy. I thought he was a decent fit when he came. Obviously, it didn't work out, and it was inevitable that was going to happen. So that's whatever. Okay, Brett, Raptors. The only thing I saw watching some highlights this morning was the Atlanta Hawks win last night was potentially bad for us. I know we're fighting, and I say us.
Yeah, thank you. Even though you've said some mean things last week about
that was in retaliation.
I didn't do anything. Raps. I'll keep it quick. I know no one gives a shit. Sitting in the 5th spot, pretty much tied for the 6th spot. We're definitely in the play-in if you count that as playoffs. About 10 games left. The other night was the most important game of the year, and our entire team was hurt, and we won by 50 somehow. So we can still score. Just great. Broke a record, 31-0 run.
Wow.
Brandon Ingram and Emmanuel Quickley are both out. 2 of our best scorers.
Long term?
Scotty Barnes. No, both back for the playoffs.
Okay.
Scotty Barnes should be winning Defensive Player of the Year, but there's an alien in San Antonio that's going to win it, unfortunately.
Right.
Other than that, that's it. We just got to hold on. We just got to stay out of the 7 to 10 spot. The play-in games are like March Madness. You can just lose a game on a random Tuesday.
So our top 3 most important players for playoffs this year are who? Scotty Barnes,
Emmanuel Quickley, and probably Brandon Ingram.
Okay. He's got sweet tats.
He does, and he's really fun to watch when he plays.
And Matt's guy's ex-girl, his current girl, Glorilla.
I always forget about that. Thank you, Matt.
Yeah. No, Xavier and Ingram are Eskimo bros, you know?
Well, we don't know that for sure.
We don't know that for sure, but, yeah. But Brett, given that this is a young core up and coming, is making the playoffs a success for this team, or do you think there needs to be a round 1 win for the year to be successful?
Yeah, what are the expectations?
Round 1 would be great for this team. If we stay in this 5 spot, we play Cleveland, we have a chance. If we go to the 6th spot, we play the Knicks, probably don't have a chance. It's good. We're building a team. It'll take 3 to 4 years if Brandon Ingram stays. They'll build the same thing as like Lowry and DeRozan, trade one of those guys for a big guy. It's the Messiah. It's his playbook.
Yeah. Love it. All right. Well, we will, as Raptors are on a playoff run, we'll certainly be talking a little bit more Raps. We're not going to be talking too much Raps because, as Brett said,
I appreciate any time.
Yeah. Well, we will a little bit. Matt seems to want to say something here.
Yeah, no, I think the Raps broke a record since like 1997 or 98 or something. 31 unanswered points the other night. Not sure who they were playing, but 31 unanswered points in the game.
That's right. Playing the Magic, who were only 2 games behind us. Now they're 4. Huge. A game where all their starters were in, all our starters were out. Killed them.
Awesome.
Great.
That's cool. That's real cool.
We the North.
All right. A little bit of Blue Jay talk. We swept our first series. Just in awesome fashion too. Obviously the Athletics, they're an up and coming team. They're not good. I wouldn't say they're likely not going to make the playoffs, but they have a good batting lineup, and we struck them out a record 50 times in 3 games. That was 11 from Gosman. Sorry, 10 from Gauze, 11 from Cease, and then 9 from Lauer. And then the bullpen went to work too, and 2 walk-off wins in that. And you know, the offense wasn't necessarily there. I got to go to the game Sunday. I was talking about that a little bit on last week's podcast. Had the outfielder 6 seats. They're awesome. I love being in that stadium. There were 3 home runs that game, so that was fun to watch. Clean 9th from Hoffman. Talk a little bit about the Brandon Little and the Jeff Hoffman experience, because as you 3 know, and a lot of people know listening, I always take the optimistic side of things, which is, you know, I'm not always right when it comes to my teams, but that is, you know, it's hard for me. Like I have a bet on the Leafs to make the playoffs from, you know, when it was pretty clear to see that they weren't going to make it, but I believed. So you know, that bet just sitting there is not fun. But things like that, like I believe in my team. Brandon Little and Jeff Hoffman, I believe in them too. Brandon Little, I can agree now that he needs to go down AAA, but the amount of Jays fans that want him, you know, out of the organization, I think they need to. One, those are fans that just watched playoffs last year. They didn't watch any of the season before. And 2, and then obviously now those new fans are here this year when he's, you know, been bad first 2 outings of this year. He is an elite left-handed reliever with elite stuff, and he's throwing 98-mile-per-hour fastball. You don't get that from a left-hander too often. Obviously something's not right between the ears right now. It could have something to do with hearing like a few boos when his name was introduced at the start of the year. There wasn't many, because Jays fans are good and Jays fans are supportive fans. It's not like Leafs. For some reason, it feels a lot different. But there were a few, and you know, maybe that got in his head right away, and he's nervous when he gets back on the mound. He needs to go down to AAA and get things figured out, but they need to keep him in the system, because Pete Walker, if you're not familiar with Pete Walker, he's the best pitching coach in the league. He's resurrected millions is a stretch, obviously, but a shit ton of major league arms that have been struggling elsewhere, and then they come to the Jays and he works with them and gets them elite. He'll do the same with Brandon Little. He just needs to go away for a little bit to Buffalo, and I do think he'll figure it out. But we should. I don't want to lose him in the organization, is what I'm saying. And Jeff Hoffman, I still trust. He was elite last year as a closer for most of the year. There were some ups and downs, but you'll get ups and downs with any closer. And the whole playoff run, other than obviously giving up that home run in Game 7, which is etched in people's mind, and I don't blame them for it. He was pretty awesome the whole playoff run before that, though. So I just wanted to talk about those 2 guys a little bit. I do believe in those guys, but I also do see that Brandon Little needs to go down a little bit for a little bit now.
Yeah, no, I agree. We need his arm. It's awesome that he's a lefty. The stuff is great, but yeah, it's been too long now of him underperforming, and you just got to get right and find a way. Like spring training, I don't think he allowed a run. You know, like it's like, oh, like it's there, but it hasn't been there. And yeah, it's so ironic that, of course, Hoffman, first game of the year, and then the last game of last year, obviously with the blown saves. But I don't know. Love this team. Love this year. Love the starting pitching. Love the batting lineup. I think when it comes down to it, and this isn't like a hit at the relievers, but come trade deadline, I think this year and every year you watch baseball playoffs, add 2 or 3 relievers. Like just add arms. Like so often the
Tyler
leash is
Rogers
short for starters.
awesome.
Tyler Rogers, unreal. I love that guy so much. Just
Yeah.
love the way he throws, gets outs. He's been consistent for a decade. Like, love it. But I think last year just surely goes to show, the leash is shorter for starters in the playoffs, and the more bullpen arms you can have, the better. So I think we ride with the guys we got, figure out what we need at the deadline, and just add 3 arms. Like, just don't care. Just add arms. Like, we need it.
And quickly on arms and Brett, we have a couple Blue Jays questions for you. Not necessarily about the team, but we got to talk a little bit. Cody Ponce, if you're not familiar with his story, 4 years ago, he was in the MLB. He worked his way up to the MLB. I think he was on the Pirates at that point. Had a brutal ERA, brutal record with them. Never worked out in the MLB. He goes over to the top Japanese league. And isn't great there for 2 years. He's okay, and then ends up getting contract in the KBO last year, which I should know exactly where that league is. Japan. I don't think I thought that's not okay. Well, what league was he in before that then?
I thought there was like 2 Japanese leagues.
Maybe he was in the worst Japanese league first, and things didn't go well, and then
South Korea.
Oh, that's what it is.
Oh, wow.
That's the KBO?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's
where he went. North.
That's where he went after not working out in the Japanese league, and he was the MVP there last year. Had an unbelievable ERA. I think he had like 17 wins. Gets the big contract with the Jays. He's back in the MLB. Has a great spring training. Has a start last night. And football podcast, George Kittle was in the building. I guess George Kittle and Cody Ponce are great friends. I saw that on social media.
I think there's a relation.
I think it's Cody's sister is George's wife. I think.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So he's a Jays fan now.
Sweet. Happy to have you, George.
That's why he got injured. He was too close to that fucking substation.
Shit.
Yeah.
George brought that. Yeah, but he in his third inning of work kind of falls off the mound awkwardly. Next play, there's a little dribbler. Sounds like it's not a full ACL tear, but something with the ACL, and he's expecting to miss significant time. So last I saw, John Schneider said they're holding out hope he could come back near the end of the year, but that's such a kick in the dick for the guy. That's just yeah. And he obviously is just fired up to be back in the MLB. It seemed like the teammates on the Jays love him. He seems like a great guy, and now out for most of the year. So that's real tough. 4 games into the season and your first start back in the MLB after 4 years of being away. So feel for him definitely, and hopefully he gets better. And by the time we're going on a playoff run, he can come in and hopefully be helpful to the team at that point.
Yep.
That's my Jays talk. From last week's episode, was there anything you guys? Oh no, we got to talk to Brett about the Jays quick. Matt and I talked about on last week's episode how our challenge for Brett. Did we say to clarify him as a full-time Blue Jays fan? Is that what we said, Matt?
I don't know if I was like, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yes.
If full-time Blue Jays fan is 30 games, I thought that we were just guessing your over-under.
No. I think we said he needs at least 30
to be considered a full-time fan.
Well, yeah, like to accept him.
No, just to clarify, yeah.
Well,
that's fair. There's 162 games. Can't be that hard.
That's like 1 out of every 5, though. Like, is that a full-time fan?
No, but I think that's we said minimum. Like we want more, right. But like if as long as he watches 30, and we said at least 3 innings.
That's just what FanDuel has his over/under at.
Yeah,
I was gonna say 3 innings. I think we could bump it because that's pretty easy.
Yeah, I think we set it too low.
We might have. The line might be wrong.
You said it.
Okay. Well, let's
before you do, there's going to be a stretch from mid-April to mid-June where I don't see a fucking game.
Yep.
Because NBA playoffs and NHL playoffs.
Yeah, but not on like a Saturday afternoon when you're just sitting on the deck like cranking a beer. You're going to be watching the Jays on a Saturday
Sunday afternoon games too.
NBA playoffs are Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, just for the first round.
Yeah. It's
the
2
weeks.
It's an April
2 weeks.
Game for the Jays.
There's not going to be afternoon games after the first round.
Every win matters for the Jays, Brett.
It
But
does.
it's also fine because the over-under's at 30 games. There's 160 something available. So
Yeah,
But that's
I
like
don't think-
60 games I'm missing.
you better at least be like,
Yeah.
following what's going on. And, you can text us for information too, but we need to we want to hear from you as a Jays fan.
Okay. 40 games, 3 innings.
Okay.
Like, just to
Wow.
clarify, you're watching like a random ass matchup from the West over the Jays in playoffs.
Yeah, that's what I can't wrap my
Without a
head
doubt,
around.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Am I going to watch
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards drop 40 points or watch a guy stumble over his feet and injure his knee?
Whoa,
I'm gonna
whoa,
watch
whoa,
Oh, yikes.
whoa, whoa. Okay,
Holy.
can we cut that?
50
We're
games.
trying to be
50
pro-
games.
Yeah.
We're trying to be a pro Jays pod here.
Listen,
Yeah,
I
that's
love
crazy.
him, but you asked me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is on us.
Yeah, no.
And
I
Brady
don't-
said some nasty things about the Raptors could be in the NBA Finals Game 7. He's watching Rockies Jays, he said last week. Which,
Yeah,
by the
he
way, I
did
guess
say
that's
that.
true because they just kicked the shit out of us last night.
Well, yeah, they did. And, they're all MLB teams. Those things will happen. We had to go to the bullpen after an injury, which, as you know, they're up currently 2-1 on them. We'll see how that one ends. But we have a few NFL notes to talk about because I haven't actually read into this too much. Obviously, you hear about the refs, and Brett, I didn't fully read your message, so I want you to kind of educate us on what is going on with the NFL and refs right now, because you hear about all the time last year, like they're not paid full-time salary. These guys have other jobs, and it shows. It's got to be as far as major sports, and I don't know basketball too well, but it's got to be the worst officiated league out of the major sports, and I think it's probably not close. So what is going on? What's this headline that came out today? What's going on with the refs?
The NFL and the refs union are fighting. They obviously want to. It's all part of its salary. Most of it is the NFL wants them as full-time employees, which still blows my mind every time that they're not. They get paid decent.
That's
But
what
they
I mean.
all are like lawyers or like accountants on the side or something.
Well,
So during the off season, they're just not like practicing or training or anything. They just hang the cleats up and they're back in September.
so it's the refs that don't want to be full-time.
Correct.
That's crazy.
I know.
That's a
They're
pretty nice
asking for-
job.
I'd say, and they get paid pretty well, and their pay goes up every year by like 6% or something.
And you're off for over half the year.
Yeah.
And when you're on, you're watching a football game. I mean, sometimes I'm sure it sucks, but
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's definitely got to be times it sucks, but man, that's crazy. So we're on the NFL side for once here.
that was going to be my point. It's very weird. We
Yeah.
all have to kind of be on the NFL side here.
Okay.
It's happened before. Like it could be a lockout, not in the sense of the NFL lockout, but the refs lockout. So they're already, as of May 1st, I believe, they're going to contact a bunch of college refs and get
Jeez.
them up for the start. The last time that happened was like 2012 or something. It's that famous, it happened for like 3 weeks, I think. The famous Fail Mary. If you don't know what it is, I'm sure you've seen the meme of the one ref with his arms up and the one ref calling it off.
Yep, I remember
That
that.
Oh, yeah.
From that, and I think like 3 days later, they figured out a deal and got the real refs back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we don't have that because the officiating is probably going to get worse.
Quickly before we go to another NFL topic, it reminded me that I wanted to get this point in about MLB Jays a little bit. The ABS system, the balls and strikes system. I didn't know where I stood on it going into it. I think they absolutely nailed it. I think it's
I
awesome.
love it.
And
Yeah.
and let me tell you guys, being in the stadium when there's it is specifically, I remember there was a time Mason Fluharty was on the mound. He had 2 strikes on the guy on the Athletics. Ball looks borderline. Obviously, from your seat, you can't tell, but you're just always, yelling for a strike. You can't tell where it is though. And then you see Kirky. In this case, it was actually Heineman, but you see the tap on the head, and then everybody, you just you look around like I was doing this all game. Like if there's a ball, like I'm just always doing this. And then that slight pause, there's like probably 2 to 3 seconds where the ump announced that Toronto has challenged the call, and then it goes on the Jumbotron, and you see the screen load up, and then you see the box. and then you see the ball come in a little bit, like as a pitch, and you're like, oh,
That's so cool.
and then it just catches the tiny little bit, and you're like, strike three, and the Jays walk off the field. I know Cease had one in his game too, where he was fist pumping after it, and I think it's not often. I think these major sports leagues nail something like this, like a new rule. Baseball's on an absolute heater. With the pitch clock first, the bigger bases, which increase stolen bases, which are fun to watch, and now this MLB is on an absolute heater. And if they even dare to go into lockout next year, it's the stupidest thing that could ever happen. They need to figure something out. That's a story for another time, though. But MLB nailed this one. I think it's so electric, even at the game on TV too, and especially since they show you how many inches or way it is. I love that.
Yeah,
So
I love the cap on it too.
Do you know, like, how many do you get per game?
You get two.
And
Unless
that's it.
And then if you're right, you keep your guesses. You get like 2 strikes.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Just adds a strategy to it.
The Reds player, he played for the Mariners last year.
Yeah, Suarez.
Did you see him do it twice in a row?
Yeah.
Crowd went nuts.
He got punched out as a strikeout twice in a row, and they got overturned. It was awesome.
I love it.
The others, it's just adds another storyline too, because like there's got to be guys on every team, and Vladdy has an unbelievable eye. He takes a ton of walks, but Vladdy for me is a guy that should never be allowed to tap his head, because he's so like oftentimes he is right about it, but I've seen many times watching Vladdy over the years too, when it's down the middle, if he doesn't swing, in his mind that was a ball. So he tapped his head on like a 1-1 count in the 4th inning at one point, just to make the count 2-1 instead of 1-2. I think those situations, guys just got to unless they know for sure, there's got to be guys that just have the full red light. And unfortunately, I do think Vladdy should be one of those. But Kirky, like a guy like that is going to just be massive for us, because, I don't know if it's his stature just so tight in there. He seems to just have I think he's already 4 for 4 on the year with these things. So it's going to be it's going to be fun to watch. That's that. I just wanted to add that about baseball though. What was our other NFL storyline? Sorry, I lost it here that we wanted to go over.
Shit. Hard Knocks this year is Seahawks. Next year's Patriots. So Hard Knocks is giving us good teams finally. Is pretty much the point of that.
That's cool. Probably that's probably something they needed to do. I feel like Hard Knocks was really fizzling out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a few years now, and I definitely used to watch it every year before the season started there.
Yeah. Also, 1 hour ago, this just came in. Odell Beckham Jr. meets with the Giants about potential return.
Wow.
I
mean, who cares, right?
Yeah. Who cares? Yeah. But it would at least, there'd probably be one game where we're like, oh, Odell's back. That's kind of cool. And he makes maybe one big catch. But yeah, I think probably who cares?
I thought of the other one. The season kicks off on a Wednesday this year, which of fucking course it does. They're just going to take over every day soon. Yeah. But that is because the Rams and Niners play in Australia Friday morning at 10:30 a.m.
Jeez.
Friday morning Australia time.
Yeah, 8:30 our time.
On Friday, 8:30 p.m.
in Australia.
So the first two games of the season are not on a Monday, Thursday, or Sunday.
No, Wednesday, Thursday. Sorry, it's very confusing. It's Wednesday, Thursday, regular time, but those players are playing at 10:30 in the morning, Australia time. So we're kind of just ruining a great game, a great matchup. It's gonna suck. It's gonna be a sloppy game. They're all gonna be jet lag. It's gonna be terrible.
Yeah, I love the Friday night game in the first week too. Like that was exciting. I think we had our team party there last year when that was going on, and that was sick.
Yep, we're Whalers had it on the back deck. Hopefully that works out again this year. That was a good time until we all left Brett to go play baseball, and he had to stay back and watch the Chargers by himself.
Yeah.
Well, there's no game on Friday this year, so it'll work.
We won, by the way.
True. Yeah, big win. Congrats.
Weren't even a playoff team.
Okay, I have a wheel with all 4 names, and this is how we're going to do this. Go ahead.
I have a way to determine the draft order.
Oh, okay. You didn't run it by the commissioner. I was labeled commissioner last week. You didn't run this by me.
Oh. Well, you can do it that way, and then my thing can be someone who gets an extra vote
What?
added towards their draft.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
that wasn't
This,
confusing at all.
this is how we're gonna do this because I like the idea of being able to pick where you go if your name is spun. So I'm gonna spin this right now. Whoever it lands on can pick where they are in the draft order. Got it?
Nice.
Yep.
Good. Everybody agree? It doesn't matter if you agree
Sure.
or not. That's how we're doing it. The first name up is. Oh, would you look at that? Brady.
Interesting.
Wow.
Brady.
We didn't even see the screen roll, but go ahead.
Yeah, he's
I'm gonna
moving it with his
go.
finger.
I'm gonna go third in this draft. I'm gonna go third.
Wow.
Okay. Next up, picking their team will be Brett.
Crock
Where
of
would you
shit.
like to draft in this draft, Brett?
It's a snake, I assume. I'll go last.
Are we doing 4 or 3?
I think we settle on 4.
Okay.
More picks.
Yeah. Okay, so
Brett's
I am
four
drafting
hole.
third. Brett is drafting fourth. Jesse and Matt, the wheel is spinning. Who will be taking our first overall pick? Matt, you have the decision.
It's first or second?
That's correct.
Yeah, I'll hang second.
Okay,
Wow.
Jesse.
All right.
Falls
Let's go.
into falls into the first overall. We can only hope that's going to be the Leafs kind of success when that draft lottery goes. Okay, so current standings, because there was a little bit of beef about that. How the point system works: you get 4 points if you win a draft. Brett has won a draft. Matt has won a draft against all odds. Both those guys have also finished dead last in a draft, so they're both at 5 points. Because you get 1 point for finishing last. We should have almost done that as 0, but that, we'll tweak this for next year. Jesse finished second in a draft, and he finished third in a draft, so he's also at 5 points. I have finished third twice, so I'm at 4 points. So it is 5, 5, 5, 4, and we have 3 drafts left. We've done 2. We have this one and 2 more. And remember, whoever loses has to purchase a jersey with their own money of their team, but the other 3 guys get to decide who's on the back of that jersey.
Yep.
Okay.
Deal.
So it's not a crazy punishment, but you still do have to buy a jersey with a name on it that you probably don't love. So should be fun. And with that, unless there's anything else, Matt, did you want to give you have 3 seconds to give an acceptance speech from your one and only win ever in a draft. And it was in the superficial draft too, so really it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, no, I'll take it. On to the next. Just
Got
getting
it.
started.
Perfect. All right. Nice.
Well said, as always.
Mhm.
You're so, I can't stand you right now. All right, Jesse, on the clock.
Sounds good. I think I've drafted first overall every draft we've done so far this offseason, which is kind of crazy, and maybe I should be doing better if that's the case. I don't know. Anyway, I'm pumped on drafting first on this one because I think I'm confident in this as a first overall draft pick, and this is going to get me some votes.
Okay.
One of my biggest pet peeves in professional sports and in relation to professional sports is fans that bet against their own team.
Oh yeah.
So that they are happy whether their team wins or whether they lose, their favorite team loses, and then their bet wins. I just hate that. It's one of my biggest pet peeves, and I love that as a first overall pick.
Yeah, it's a good call. Nothing worse than chirping a buddy and then going, I won $100.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And also, Matt, you came up with this topic. But if there's ever a pick that we deem as, we as in the other 3 people that didn't pick it, if all 3 vote that it's an illegal pick, then that's how that will be decided. That pick will be voided.
Right.
But in a deep, non-superficial draft like this, it really seems like anything might go.
Yeah, we'll have to cross those bridges when we get there.
Okay. Well, just like that, Matt, in your deep draft, you were on the clock.
Well, yeah, Jesse took like Nail Yakupov first overall there. I'm going to take the McDavid here. The influence of state tax for signing players.
Wow. Pretty
Lock,
good.
Yeah. Lock. I love that one.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a good pick, especially since those teams, like our Toronto teams that can't do anything about it. I think
We don't get the benefit.
I think it's a good pick. Not sure if it's a first round pick, but so wording for the graphic, influence of state tax affecting signings, correct?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
What do you mean? Sure. Change it to however you want. I'm asking you.
Yeah, no, I'm just, say it again.
Influence of state tax affecting signings.
I would say influencing signings.
Influencing. Okay. See, that's why I ask. Don't say sure if you don't like it.
No, I had to think about it. Because when I said it, I said the word influence when I said it, and then you changed up my words. That's why I had to think about it.
And that's why I asked to clarify. That's why we asked.
And that's why I asked you to say it again.
You guys are fighting. Right. You guys are on the same side.
Okay. I don't necessarily looking at my board. I don't love it, but this is one I really do love, and I think it should resonate with a lot of people. I'm not going to mention the word graphic, but ticket prices for games. The ticket prices you go. The only way you're finding a dirt cheap ticket to a professional sports game is if you're going to a horrible. I guess there's probably a few really bad NFL teams you can get in cheap, but only a handful. Baseball, there'd be a few more, but if you're going to an NHL game, like we talked about it on last week's podcast, Matt and I were going on about how it's everyone talks about the Leaf getting into a Leaf game, and you got to take out a mortgage to do it. Basically, Jays obviously when they're winning, that's tough. Like it was lower bowl was all $100 and over for the game I was at, and just ticket prices in general. I just think if they could lower those and get fans more in the door, I think you'll find that a lot more of the real fans maybe don't have as much money as some of the fake fans. So ticket prices, I like it. I like the pick.
That's a good pick.
Thanks. Thanks. Brett, with our first back-to-back of the day, is on the clock.
First one, adult autograph seekers. They're the worst people in the world.
Wow, I
think there's nothing cringer. There's a video probably 4 months ago now of a guy just following Bedard down the street and begging him for an autograph and then making up a fake kid that he doesn't have for an autograph. I think those people are the worst.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
Everyone can agree with that. Those people do suck. And your next pick.
This one I think might get taken, so I'm going to take it now. Foul baiting / flopping. It's mostly an NBA thing. It started to get into the NFL a bit. Probably the second best Canadian player ever, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, is if I wasn't Canadian, I'd hate him. The foul baiting is big on that one. He takes a shot and jumps into everyone. I love him to death because he's Canadian, but he's a very frustrating player to watch. He doesn't need to do it. To average 31 points a game, he needs to do it, but he's good enough he doesn't need to. There's no way to get it out of the game unless you give refs all the power. It sucks. There's no resolution to it in the NBA.
So you want foul baiting / flopping as your...
Yeah, because flopping I think will resonate with more people.
Yeah.
Hockey.
No. You could even, like embellishment. Same thing. Like none of us can draft it, so that word is...
Yeah. Yep. NHL actually, it was probably 3 or 4 years ago, they made it so you can call a penalty on that now. Can you do that in the NFL? Can refs call a penalty on a guy if they see that he clearly flopped or no?
I believe so. I just don't think it's ever called. It's so hard to prove unless it's like, you tap a guy in the chest or whatever.
Yeah. I like that in the NHL when they just take both guys, though. If it's like it is a trip, but you also didn't have to go flying. So yeah.
They nailed that.
Yeah.
I think it's a good pick. I think it's a pretty good pick.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go fans who leave the game early. And this one is a personal one with me because I love my father, great guy, but growing up, he was a big, we got to beat the traffic guy. We got to beat the traffic, get out of the stadium. There's been a lot of sporting events since I've gone to, since I've gone to games without my parents that there's a shitty game going on. And even if it's, going against your team, like last night that the Jays were down 14-1 at one point. There's, that's a game where you could be angry enough to leave, but I won't do it. I won't do it. If any of you ever see me leaving a game early for something like that, you call me out on it, because the fans who leave the game early, there's nothing worse than the Leaf playoff game when they're down a goal and then the team gets an empty netter and there's still like a minute and a half left. Obviously, you're probably not scoring 2 goals in a minute and a half, but you never know. You never know, and why wouldn't you want to be around to witness something like that? So those fans just piss me off. Fans who leave the game early. That's my pick.
That's good.
I bet you that first Jays game probably had some people leaving early. Wasn't the first Jays game they were down, came back this year?
Or the second game they were down 6-2.
Yeah.
Second game. I bet you that one.
Yeah. Greg would have.
I actually fell asleep on the couch for Little's blow-up ending there, so I woke up and I was like, what the hell happened?
That's the least shocking thing I've ever
heard. Every night. What the hell happened?
Yeah. How many times have you said that?
Yeah. Too often. All right, who's up?
That would be you.
That'd be you.
All right. Yeah, this one grinds my gears every time, whether it's hockey, baseball, soccer, whatever sport.
We're bringing
pisses me off every time.
Wow.
Americans, USA beating Canada. Just hate it every time. I don't care what sport it is. I hate to see it every single time it happens. I don't care what sport it is. I just hate seeing it with a passion.
How do you want
Canadian pride? I guess USA defeating Canada in sports.
See, it's a good pick, and it sucks, I guess. But can I just pet peeve my team losing a game?
I mean, it's like a nationality thing. Like,
is that a pet peeve?
It's not just a certain team.
Would you say that's a pet? Would you say that's a pet peeve? Like your team losing a game?
I'm okay to lose to Sweden or Finland.
Really?
I just don't want to lose to the States. Yeah. All right. I'm not change it up. No,
I'm not asking you to change it.
We're keeping the draft superficial. We're not going deep on this one.
I'm not asking you to change it. And there would have had to have been 2 other hands, and I didn't even put my hand up, so I'm not asking you to change it.
Oh, you put both hands up there.
I also hate that you picked that now, because now people need to get to see, people see U.S. defeating Canada, and currently U.S. has defeated Canada and everything. So I just kind of hate that you picked it, because it's adds salt in the wound, but whatever.
You don't even care about the nationality thing, so.
What?
Wow.
Yeah. Out of all the friends I know, you care at least about the nationality.
You don't think I wear the leaf on my chest?
Not as well as many others.
Was your day ruined when they beat us in hockey?
Of course. See that leaf right there?
That's just a leaf.
Yeah. My day were ruined. That's a crazy accusation.
It's true. And there's some truth to that too.
No.
Like when Canada's playing basketball in the Olympics, do you give a shit? No, you don't.
Yeah, go Shea.
No. Oh my God.
Andrew Wiggins.
You're a fraud.
Andrew Wiggins.
I remember being at work.
Jamal Murray. You want me to keep going?
Well,
Canadian.
Great
Canadian basketball
Come
player.
on.
Jamal Murray, Shea, Wiggins.
Come on.
Anthony. Anthony. Something Anthony. Or Anthony's maybe the first name.
Let's just
There's one on the Raptors.
Another Canadian?
Yes. He was on Duke in college. He was on the Knicks for a while.
His name rhymes with BJ.
Oh, yeah. RJ Barrett.
There you go.
There we go.
Fakest fan I've ever heard of.
And does it rhyme with BJ? I don't know.
That's a good
no, I
point.
guess, yeah, it doesn't quite rhyme with it. RJBJ, yeah, that
One
rhymes.
similar name letter.
If you don't, yeah.
All right, that was fun. That was fun. Jesse, back to back.
Yeah. Okay. First pick, I'm going to go inconsistent officiating. We see it a lot in the NFL compared like game to game. You'll see like a call get made in one game, and then the next week in a different game, it gets made, or the same play happens and the call doesn't get made, which is just, yeah, enraging. But also then I think other sports like hockey, you see it a lot within a game, like ticky-tack stuff getting called one way and not the other or whatever. So inconsistent officiating. Yeah, definitely a pet peeve.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then on the back-to-back, I'm just debating. There's one I like, but I can't figure out a way to word it. And yeah, go ahead, Brett.
Can I give the definition of pet peeve quick?
I'd like to hear it.
Yep.
A pet peeve is a minor, specific, and often reoccurring annoyance that personally irritates an individual more than it bothers most people. I think
Okay,
I'm
so
throwing
you
a
don't like
flag
my
on
pick?
Matt's first one, and I think I'm throwing a flag on that one.
On my first
Okay.
one.
I'll change it. I have plenty of options here.
I'm
I
fine, Brady.
agree.
I'll leave it up
See,
to you.
I'm trying to think that like is a pet
But
peeve.
mine, like, I'm okay to lose to any other nation. I just
Well,
don't want
are
to lose to
you?
the States.
Why do you keep saying that? Are you okay to lose to like Sweden?
Like,
in the
I'm not
semifinal
going to
game?
be upset about it.
You're not.
I
So do you wear the leaf on your chest?
Yes. But we're not going to win every single time, but nothing pisses me off more when the team we lose to,
Right.
out of any nation we could lose to, is America.
What
That
was the
pisses
first?
me off.
What was the first draft we did?
Pet peeves.
I don't know.
Just not about sports.
See, are we mixing like pet peeves can piss you off for sure? I just don't know. Like,
Well, yeah. Oh yeah,
I'm
there's
fine with
things that
that.
get you fuming mad. You're right.
things
It
that
wasn't
get
pet
us
peeves.
fuming.
I just
mad.
wanted to raise
Yeah.
the
Does
definition.
losing to USA not make you
No.
fuming mad?
Yes.
I do agree, Brett. So what's you're saying a minor, very specific thing? It has to be. It can't be like Canada, you losing to or bad
Kind of,
refs.
but then now that I'm thinking about it, I picked flopping, so you could probably throw a flag on that one too.
Yeah, it's
And I took ticket prices, which maybe would hurt my argument as well. But
All right, they're all fine.
they're all fine.
Alrighty.
But I also do think like we're like pet peeves. I don't think pet peeves have us fuming, do they?
I don't know. They drive you nuts. I would say
Adult autograph seekers genuinely kind of piss me off.
Right. Yeah.
So maybe
No,
that
that's
one-
just more of like a dislike thing, Brett. That's not a pet peeve.
Okay. Well, let's say
I
next week our next draft cannot be anything about making us angry or annoyed or
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, it has to be
I
things
think
we like
the-
next time.
Yeah, we gotta get all positive here.
Yeah.
Actually get deep.
All right, carry on, but this could come up again
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think part of the issue here is like pet peeves are kind of like a specific thing, but we're
Mhm.
trying to draft something that a lot of people will agree with.
Right.
So it's
Right.
I don't
I
know,
just-
it's a little bit tough, but
I don't want to beat a dead bush. Let's keep going.
Oh, God.
yeah,
Honestly, I
yeah.
just wanted to argue. I think I'm
All right.
It'll never end.
You know.
Yeah, Jesse, you take two. I don't even know what we're doing anymore.
I'm on the back-to-back here. So I took inconsistent officiating.
Yeah, what do you got somewhere to be?
I'm gonna take this one I do think is a pet peeve, and it's something that pisses me off, but maybe not everybody.
Okay.
Which I guess it's closer to the definition. I can't stand when people go to a live sporting event and they wear a jersey of a team that is not playing and has
Yep.
no relevance in the game that they're attending. Sometimes,
That's
like I've
a pet
gone to
peeve.
like OHL games, and there's just some dude in like some NHL jersey with no name on the back. Like sometimes I'll get like, okay, that's a Landeskog jersey at a Kitchener Rangers game that like
Yeah.
there's a loose connection there. I still don't love it, but there's sometimes where I'm like,
Yeah.
You're just a fan of sports or what? Like that has no relevance in the game we're at, man.
Yeah.
Like, why are you? What are you like? Yeah.
Yeah.
So the fan who wears a jersey, I'll have to figure out a way to shorten this.
Yeah,
I'll do that later. But
you're gonna go later on that. I have been writing them down, but
That's a tough one for the graphic.
that's the thing. That's I didn't know how to shorten it. Like
the fan who,
like wearing a jersey
the fan
to a
who wears an
game where the
unrelated
team's not
jersey?
playing. Wearing a jersey to a game that the team's not. I don't know. I'll come up with a way to shorten it. Do I have to do it live?
Matt.
No, I know what he's saying. So
Yeah, we all know what he's saying.
okay.
Yeah, I understand the words.
Yeah, I'm not confused.
Yeah.
All right, I'll leave it blank for now. I'll leave it blank. Okay, by your next pick, have a better one. Have a better word.
Yeah, I'll have it. Yeah.
That would leave back to Matt.
Yep. Old boys with illogical takes about your team.
That's awesome.
Nothing pisses me off more than coming to work first thing in the morning and having to defend Austin Matthews' alleged drug problem.
Yes, dude.
That's
That's
awesome.
That's a trades pet peeve right there.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, I hated going to work days after a big game that everybody watches. Just the takes are just it's the worst. What did you old boys with what?
Illogical takes
Illogical.
about your team.
Oh, let me give him a minute. He's got.
You can spell it. You are to shorten it up for the graphic.
About your team. Love it. Yeah, that one hits home close to me as well, and I think that's a real pet peeve as well. Good pick. I think you bounced back after your last pick.
You're up.
Yep, I'm up. NFL games being played on NFL games being played on a night, any other night other than Thursday, Monday, and Sunday. Let me get that
words.
Let me get that wording down, but that's my pick. NFL playing games on days other than Monday, Thursday, and Sunday. That is my
Does that ever happen?
What? Have you been around the
Like
last 3 years? There's a Black
Saturday
Friday
night
game.
primetime legs games.
What?
Friday,
Saturday
Wednesday on
primetime legs?
Christmas.
We just where were you 20 minutes ago when we talked about what's coming on this season?
Yeah.
First game starts on a Wednesday.
There's a Black Friday.
It's because
Dude,
we're expanding the game in
about
Australia.
How about Christmas the last 3 years when they play on Christmas? That's not those days. Like, just NFL, stay in your lane Monday, Thursday, Sunday. It's already hard
Oh
enough
boy,
to sit
do I
down and
hope
watch.
Christmas is on a Sunday this year.
Okay, well, the years before that. You know I'm right about
Right,
this.
put the years before that in the
agree
graphic.
You're just looking to fight against any pick I took. Yeah, I know you also agree with this. Well, maybe you don't. Maybe you can just sit down. I don't know. Maybe in your house you can sit down and watch a game at any time on any day. That's not how it works for me. So,
It's a good point.
NFL,
That wants 20 games a year and played on every day of the week.
NFL playing games on any day other than Monday, Thursday, Sunday is my official pick.
That's going to be some small writing.
That's not that long.
We'll do MONTUES.
Yeah.
Or MONSUN or THURS. Keep it short.
Yeah, shorten that paragraph to a couple sentences.
Yeah,
at least.
we'll be fine. That's not that long. Relax. Brett, you're back to back.
Fuck. The Cowboys coining the term America's team pisses me off every time. It's insane that they have that. They haven't won a thing in 60 years. Every time they're on Sunday night, America's team is here. You guys suck.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I like that. I hate that I've started to last couple of years. I don't say like the Cowboys, but I've started to I hate because I used to Tony Romo years. I hated them every time.
They're just so boring every time.
Yeah.
Now they have some fun players at least.
So Cowboys being named America's team.
Yeah, that works. And then I might lose some people here, but this one's just true. I might lose some of you guys.
Oh,
grown men who bring baseball gloves to a major league game.
Yeah.
I think it's fucking embarrassing. I think if your kid begs you to take it, fine. I've seen a lot of people without kids with ball gloves in a ball.
So you're
park.
saying you're hard enough to just catch it with your bare hand now that you're an adult?
You're a man. Catch it with your hands. You may as well wear a helmet.
Even if you're
My
like
brother is not
first
gonna
row in
like
the
this one.
outfield.
If you're what?
First row in the outfield as a 30-year-old man, you can't wear a glove?
Catch the ball. Catch it in your beer if you have to.
See, I would never consider taking my glove to a game without a kid. But I had the thought, when Tate grows up and, you want to go early and see batting practice and you're trying to get a ball. And I remember as a kid going to baseball games. I don't know how many games you went to growing up, Brett, but getting a ball in batting practice or even if the bullpen guy's throwing up to you, that is the highlight of your year, getting a ball at a baseball game. So if I'm
Correct
taking
me
my
if
kid,
I'm wrong. Bullpen is right there, correct?
yeah, so you don't need a glove for that. That's fair. But it's so much more electric catching a home run in batting practice or like even if something, bounces off and it's coming in hot. I did catch a ball at a game with a glove one time, but it was strategic by me. My sister had a glove. She was really young at the time. I would guess I was like probably, I would say I'm probably like 16, 17. Sister sitting right beside me. She had a glove at the game. She had went down earlier for batting practice, and Jose Reyes actually, like waved to her, and she cried and stuff. That's a real story. But
awesome.
There was a foul ball that game. We were sitting in the 100 level away from third base, and it was coming like right at us. I could tell. I grabbed her glove off her lap, caught it with the glove, as quick as I could, gave her the ball and the glove back, hoping TV was there. I didn't end up getting on TV, but like in a few seconds when the screens went away, I took the ball like that's my ball. She doesn't actually really keep that. But just
how old were you when you did this?
I'm guessing like 16.
Oh, it's borderline, but I'll give you 16.
But I'm also saying if I'm taking Tate to a game in say 7 years, and he really wants a ball, and he wants me to bring my glove, like he's got his glove, and we're standing out there in batting practice, I'll wear a glove there.
Again, I prefaced it with unless your kid is with you.
Okay, so that's okay.
I've seen a lot of adults at bars before a Jays game with a glove on the bar.
Yeah,
that guy sucks.
That's fair. Those guys can suck.
Just catch the ball.
Yeah. Yep. That's fair.
That's fair.
That's great. I love it. It's true to the pet peeve name.
Mm-hmm.
And then you, that was your back-to-back.
That's it.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. You got your 4 picks. Yep. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. So I'm going on to my last pick here. And this is going to be a NFL pick, and it's a particular flag that happens in an NFL game. There's a couple I was between, but this one I know pisses me off more than any. And maybe it was more of Dolphins thing because it was Mike McDaniel's offense. And Brett, maybe you're going to deal with more of these this year. But ineligible man downfield flags. I hate those. Mostly, a lot of it, I don't know what it means half the time. And does my O-line taking one step forward and not even hitting anybody, it doesn't affect anything in the play. And it seems like it's after a big play when you get a big gain and then you get the flag.
Always.
And what do they do? Isn't it like this or something?
Yeah, I don't remember, but it's weird.
Ineligible man downfield flags is my pick. I knew I wanted to pick my most hated flag in an NFL, and that one pissed me off the most. And again, that maybe is more of a Dolphins thing. Maybe you guys don't deal with as many of those flags as I dealt with in the past, but hate it.
Lions fans will relate to that one.
Yeah.
All right.
Matt?
My last one. In honor of baseball season, I think I'll end with this one. A runner on third with no out and no runs come out of it.
Ooh.
I hate to see that every time. It feels like a lock to get a run, and when it doesn't happen, it sucks.
Yep.
Yeah. Wasted.
Yeah.
Runner on third with no outs.
And no run.
And no run.
Be a
Yeah.
snake.
Plural.
Well, in my notes, I added the S on the end of run. Runs.
Got it. Yeah, it's an annoying one. It's an annoying one for sure.
Yep.
Looks like, by the way, the Jays have been tacking on a few runs. I don't know. It seems like Matt's maybe got eyes on it, but I've just been seeing the updates here. We're going to win.
5-1 in the 8th.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Who's pitching?
Fisher
Nice.
going to the bottom of the 8th now.
Great. All right.
Cool.
Wrapped
All
around
right.
by 50. No
Jesse,
one asked.
rounding off the draft.
Mr. Irrelevant of the Pet Peeves draft. I hope we do some honorable mentions after this because I've got a bunch that I want to say. But I like this as the last overall pick. I'm going to say when like a major sporting events, like I'm thinking more recently the Olympics or oftentimes F1, if there's F1 fans, F1 races out there. When big sporting events are in a bad time zone where it's just in such a terrible time to watch for you live. So a lot of F1 races are like Sunday morning at 4 a.m. or something dumb like that. Or, waking up at 8 a.m. or whatever it was for the gold medal game of the Olympics this year. So say when major sporting events are in a bad time zone or, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah. So
It's a good pick. Do you have wording for your third pick while we're here? And then I can.
Yeah, I have.
go over it.
Yeah, I have wearing an irrelevant jersey to watch a game. That's short enough, I think.
Yep.
We'll see how that one looks on the graphic.
Yeah, it definitely sounds better when I can explain it than it will on the graphic. But hey,
Well, the graphic talk comes up, Brett. Any comments for getting mad at the graphic and then getting 0 votes? It's never been done in the history of the show. Anybody getting 0 votes? Any comment on that?
To be completely honest, wouldn't have voted for myself. That being said, you guys picked all-star teams. Apparently no one watched the Super Bowl where there was maybe one all-star in the entire game and he didn't do anything.
You took Zay Flowers.
Yeah, he's great. What's wrong with Zay Flowers?
the top 8 receiver in the league.
Your top 10 duo wide receivers.
He
You had
didn't.
Nico Collins and Higgins in there.
Yeah,
Nico
you
Collins
want
earned a lot of water in that one.
He is, and they were number 10 on my list. I got the list here. I was thinking you guys might have some comments on that.
Otherwise, I think I'm fine with it. It's hard to like the top 5, whatever. They're all great.
Yeah.
I did get some pushback from Matt on my number 8 on that list, which was DK Metcalf and Michael Pittman Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird. Haven't really. Yeah.
I think people are, I think people are sleeping on DK's abilities just because of last year. Rodgers not really getting them.
And the year before, 2 years in a row now.
What?
Just doesn't really get that many receptions.
Well, is that his fault?
Yeah, get open.
Yeah, could be some of that. No, all right. Yeah, Nico is carrying a lot of weight. I was trying to talk up Jaden Higgins, but I do think they're the 10th best.
I mean, Higgins is good. Yeah, I don't hate it.
Yeah.
Back to getting 0 votes.
Yeah.
I probably fucked up taking a coach first.
Okay. Yeah.
In hindsight, I should have just picked Seahawks players.
Yeah.
I think you messed up when you picked Joe Burrow just out of spite.
Yeah, you were angry. That was an angry pick.
Yeah, I was.
I messed
I
up.
thought we were doing like an intellectual. I thought we were doing a deep draft. I guess we're doing a superficial.
I really messed up. I really messed up taking CeeDee Lamb over Puka. That I totally missed Puka on my list and took CeeDee. That's where I lost the draft. But also, I think in talking to people, Matt, just by having Mahomes, probably took it home. But again, superficial.
I honestly thought he was going to go first overall in that draft.
Yeah. Well, you won it, so congrats. Will names be on the graphic for this one when it goes out?
No, I don't think so.
No.
What do you mean no? What did last week prove? It proved that I was right, that when there's no names, there's no bias.
So you want to go back to no names?
Yeah, well, obviously. Why are you stunned by that?
So
I feel like that makes the most sense. Because no one can. Look, there's Brady. Oh, yeah, mash my button on that one.
So I'm saying,
my button.
am I losing my mind right now? I asked if you want to go back to no names, and you said yes, and then Now you're using an example with names. Oh, you think people?
Yeah, no names.
Yeah,
Like
you're losing your mind a little bit.
like
Yeah, okay.
like no names. Like we don't have our names on the graphic.
So yeah, okay. Stay with no names. Got it. My bad. Okay. Here's everybody's picks for this draft, and we will wrap up with that. Picking first was Jesse. His 4 are fans that bet against their own team, and if let me know if these are all good when I'm done. Fans that bet against their own team, inconsistent officiating, wearing an irrelevant jersey to a game when a big sporting event is in a different time zone. Matt, influence of state tax influencing signings.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
USA defeating Canada. Old boys with illogical takes about your team. Runner on third with no out and no runs. I drafted third. I have ticket prices. Fans who leave the game early. NFL playing games on days other than Monday, Thursday, Sunday. Ineligible man downfield flags. Brett, adult autograph seekers. Foul baiting / flopping. Cowboys being named America's team. Grown men bringing a glove to a game. Early thoughts, boys. Do any of you love anybody's team that's not your own, or do you all feel good about this? I think, looking at it, I think it could go any way.
Yeah, I got a hunch, but
What's your hunch?
I think I like my team, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
Canada, US is going to get some votes.
It's going to get some votes. I'd calling that a pet peeve, in my opinion.
Well, so here we are discussing about how all these other ones are on the brink, and now because you guys are jealous of my one that's on the brink,
I'm not jealous of it. I wouldn't have put that on my graphic in any way.
Yeah, I know you're not patriotic. I know that. It's fine.
You said you don't care if we lose to Finland, Sweden, or Switzerland.
I would get over it. Like, obviously, I want to win, but I would get over it.
I don't think that's that spicy. It hurts more to lose to the States.
For sure.
I agree it's not a pet peeve.
You don't care if you lose to Sweden also blows my mind. You should care if you lose to Sweden as well.
Well, obviously I care, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it.
Yeah.
Disagree. All right. Well, this was a fun episode. It got as contentious as I was expecting and hoping. Brett,
honorable mentions.
Yes. Thank you. Okay. Brett, you start. Jesse, I'll go, and then Matt.
Perfect. Go around the circle. Yep. The face-off reset, especially when it's multiple times. Hockey.
Yep.
Yeah.
It bothers me so much. Feels like the refs are taking over.
Yeah.
Jesse?
One each. I want to say 2. The deserve to win-o-meter on Twitter. That shit drives me nuts when your team, like, the deserve to win-o-meter, and the Leafs dominate a team and lose, and then it shows the deserve to win-o-meter that they win, whatever. Right. Also, Ron McLean saying poems at intermission that no one understands. That shit drives me nuts, dude. Dude, pre-game shows, Ron McLean's like saying some poem every day, and it's like I don't even know what you're talking about, man. Yeah, those are 2 I wanted to get in there.
I had one on here, the wave. I can't stand the wave.
Oh,
I don't know. I feel like it only really happens at what?
Is it really that bad though?
So that's why the
do.
wave. It's not that bad if the game's not close, and it's just something to it's fun watching it go around. But if it's a close game and you're at a Jays game and you should be like clapping with 2 strikes and you got ooh, like if it's close game, keep that shit away. That's the waves for blowouts. If in a blowout, it's fine. And then I also had start time for a game that's way off, and I feel like that's really only NHL. Specifically, like playoffs, you like a Leafs game starts at 7. That thing's not going until 8.
Yeah.
NBA's bad too.
Like baseball does it right. They always got weird ones. Like it's like 7:07, but that thing's starting at 7:07.
That's first pitch. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One of mine was your own team's negative fans.
Yep.
Another one I had is the amount of people that wear Yankees and Dodgers hats in Canada.
Yeah.
There's people that buy it for the logo. It drives me nuts. Not even baseball fans.
Yeah.
And then one was unfortunately the decline of Al Michaels broadcasting.
Ooh.
That's a good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, bad
That's a good
broadcaster
one.
would have actually been a good pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
But
are some bad ones.
Al Michaels
I
has done
love
so
him, but
much.
like I think we
Yeah.
need to move on to the next era.
No, I think
Definitely.
I think it's whenever Al wants to go.
Al Michaels drives me nuts.
I agree. I agree
Like, when you watch a
completely.
football game, it's like the most exciting play, but when Al talks about it, it might be the most boring play of the game, is what it sounds like.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. He's lost a touch. He's lost a step for sure. But I think legends when I think they should just get to go when they want to go. That's my opinion on that one.
I am kind of with Brady. He's kind of earned it. We just have to let him do it.
Again, he's the GOAT, but I'm ready for the new thing, you know.
It's like Joe Bowen unfortunately retiring from Leafs this year, and he's still elite. But like, say he went
He's
another
still
10
elite.
years.
That's the thing, though. He's
I
going
know,
out on
but
top.
say he went another 10 years and he wasn't. Would you be saying the same thing about a guy like that?
It depends how
See,
bad it was.
I would say that, like, I love Joe Bowen. I don't think he's
love him.
elite anymore. And
Oh,
I feel
really?
like, well, like, I don't know. I just think, yeah, like when the few times I'm driving and I'm listening to Joe Bowen on the radio, it's like, I don't actually know what's going on in the game. Like,
Well, this year
like,
he's adding in stories a lot, but that's he's
no, I know. I just like, yeah, I don't know. I think I agree. I get Al Michaels is a legend, and I just think I wish that legends had people in their lives that told them when it was time to go out. So that, like, even like I just said a pet peeve about Ron McLean. Like, I love Ron McLean. That guy's a Canadian icon.
Yep.
I think it's close to time. And the longer you can tarnish your legacy if you stay too long, because then that tail end is what people remember you by. So I don't know.
That could be. Fun episode though, boys. It was fun to have the have the full crew back. Well, the draft is coming up when? In June? No, before
April.
June. April. When in April?
Pretty soon.
I think
Really?
end of April. I think it's like the 20 something.
Yeah, 25th usually, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a couple of weeks yet, but we'll. I had the
23rd.
thought. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but if we book that in there, recording. I think Brett last year you did it with us. We recorded during the NFL draft. Like if we maybe start. I think the draft usually starts at like 8. So if we hop on here around 8:30 or 9 normal time, then there will at least be a few of our teams that get picked while we're recording. So I'd be down for that if you guys are. I might just stick on here till Dolphins pick at 30 as well. You guys leave whenever you want. I might just chill,
Nice.
and I'll be on here till 11.
Get the reaction.
Pick some O-line I don't know about, and then don't say anything, and then leave. But yeah. All right. Well, Matt looks like he wants to get out here. So
What did I do?
I just did the look you're giving me. You've just been giving me looks all podcast.
You really have.
All right. Whatever you say, boss.
Hey, man, it's April 5th tomorrow. Don't get tricked.
It's not April Fool's. It's my dog's birthday tomorrow.
Birthday break.
Raps down by 20.
He's up by 4.
Half with 2 outs to go.
Really?
And we've got trouble.